What's going on, everybody? It's Chris here on the 90 Show Biz, and I'm here to do a bracket challenge, guys. The World Cup is just officially 2 days away, guys, from the biggest World Cup ever. And of course, it's gonna be right here in my backyard, New Jersey, New York, which is awesome. We're gonna try to go to some games. We're gonna see how it goes, but we're here to talk about the groups, break stuff down. We're gonna also talk about you know, our golden boot, our dark horse, and all that good stuff. And then we're gonna just talk about the groups and everything like that. So we're gonna do a full bracket breakdown. Um, Again, I do sound a little bit sick, so I apologize as I am sick right now. But we're gonna try to get through this thing. So we're gonna start off with Group A, guys. Um, this is a host group here. Obviously, Mexico, USA, and Canada are the hosts of this World Cup. So, obviously, guys, a lot of you know that Mexico, like I said, are gonna play a lot of their games in Mexico City and Mexico. So they are gonna be favorited for a lot of these games. Um, so honestly, with this group, I see them finishing in the top two here. I think they're gonna be either one or two. Um, I'm gonna lean them towards one just because realistically they should win this group. Um, Obviously South Africa, I'd say fourth, and then it's really just between these three teams that are gonna battle it out. Korea is a very good. Obviously they have Heung-min Son. So just for that case, I'll put them second. And then I have Czech Republic third. Like I said, Mexico are at home. I won't be surprised if they drop to second in this group. Um, and even games with Czech Republic are going to be hard. Again, I don't see them dropping third. But yeah, I think regardless of what happens, though, I do see them going through to the next round. But this is just strictly my predictions. You guys could drop all your predictions down in the comments down below. Let me know if you agree with what groups you don't agree with, and all that good stuff. So obviously some we're gonna spend more time, some we're not. It just really depends. But I just think Group A that looks good for me. Like I said, you could change Mexico, Korea. But I think these two stay one and two. I just think with Mexico having a lot of home games, it'll push them through. So that's the main reason why I'd have that. Group B, again, another host nation, Canada. I don't think it's gonna be the same thing for Canada though. I think in this group, I think I have Switzerland first. More so because, Switzerland are a very good and tough team to play. I mean, they're a top 20 for a reason. I know in the past they've had a lot of good battles with Portugal. Shaqiri, um, like they have this they have the experienced players on their team, and they just have an all-around balanced team. I think Canada right now isn't obviously they're a host nation, but they're not looking too comfortable where you can put them first in a group. I think from the host nations, I think Mexico probably have the highest chance right now. But I will say that I won't be surprised if Canada could finish first. It just depends on the form you come in with in the World Cup. As you can see right now, they haven't lost in their last 5 games, so that could be very good for them. I don't know if Switzerland are the same Switzerland they've been from before. Obviously, I've seen them play before, and I do like their game. I think they're very interesting to watch. So just for that, I'm going to say Switzerland first, Canada second. I think this is pretty much what everybody has. And then I mean, Qatar definitely 100% finishes last in this group. I could see like Bosnia could surprise people because they beat Italy. They beat a couple of teams in Europe, so it won't be a breeze just like Czech Republic. I think they're very tall teams. They're not going to be as easy to break down. So just for that case, I think I have Bosnia in third. I'm not gonna be like that and not root for a home nation to finish in the top two. I do think Canada get in though, like Mexico, whether they're second, third, or whatever the case may be. But I think for both of these groups, I think there's a clear fourth. So that just makes it easier to break down the group. Moving on to Group C, our first non-host nation group. Now, this group is interesting because I think Brazil, a lot of people, obviously Brazil have the most World Cups won, sixth ranking worldwide. Morocco are entering with a better form. They're also a very good team. They knocked out Portugal in the last one. So Morocco is definitely a really good team. I think Brazil and Morocco will finish top two in this group. I'm going to lean towards Brazil first, just because I mean, Brazil have a new coach. Obviously Ancelotti, like we've seen him before on Real Madrid. We know what he likes to implement. I think he's just gonna have a lot of emphasis on his players. He's gonna get what he wants from them, and I think that's gonna push them over the line. And they're definitely gonna look better. I think just Brazil in general, getting out the groups and just like pretty much I think Brazil getting far in this tournament is gonna show people that like Brazil are back. I don't want to go too far and say like they're gonna win, but I will say that I think it's gonna be a step in the right direction for Brazil because we haven't really seen the Brazil we're used to. So I think that they go first in this group. I think Morocco goes second. I have Scotland third and Haiti fourth. Again, I think fourth place is pretty much in most of these groups going to be locked. But yeah, this is just another group where it's a guarantee. I think Scotland, they're an interesting team. Obviously, they have amazing football fans, so it's going to be interesting to see them try to take some points off these teams. And I think they definitely could do it. I don't think it's going to be like a free win against them. So I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. But I definitely I'm more confident in this group for sure. Just because I feel like Brazil and Morocco will get 1 and 2. I think Scotland being third, they could get in also too, depending on goal difference. Because it's not a really defensive group to where you don't see players scoring. So I have that as well. Now moving on to Group D, this is the USA group. Again, another host nation, the final one. And this time though, we will not see a host nation be first again. Again, I think Mexico have the highest odds. I'm definitely putting Turkey number one in this group. I think Turkey for like 100% will fly past this group. Um, they are obviously USA have a higher world ranking than them, but I just think this Turkey team has a lot of Yildiz. They also have Arda Güler. I think those two guys are hungry. I think they're in great form for their teams. I think they're gonna be very hungry this World Cup, and I think they're gonna show us something. They also have Kalanoglu, just a very very good Turkish team. On the other side, USA, they've been in pretty good form in these preseasons. They haven't been terrible. They've definitely been competitive to watch. Unlike how we've seen USA before. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see if they can battle Turkey for that first place. However, until they can prove me right, I will definitely have Turkey first. But like I said, that puts USA in second place. And then for third and fourth, again, this is an interesting group. It's not one of those groups where fourth is guaranteed. I'm gonna go Paraguay because I feel like these South American teams. Again, Australia is 27th rank in the world, but when I first did this, I had Australia third. But I've heard some stuff about Paraguay, and I think a lot of people are saying that people are sleeping on them. So I'm gonna ride with them, and hopefully they do me justice. But I mean, regardless whether it's Paraguay or Australia, I don't see them having a huge run. So I don't think that should impact us too much. But yeah, give me Paraguay for third place right there. Next, Group E. Okay, a huge group right here. This is one of the two groups that's tough. So again, three teams here who can easily get first place. Maybe not easily with Ecuador, but I will say Germany. Now look, okay, I'm a strong believer in this Ivory Coast team. I think this Ivory Coast team is going to be very interesting to watch. I think this Ivory Coast team has the potential. If there's a group in this entire thing of a team that can get like first place, I think besides Group I with Norway, I definitely think that Ivory Coast have a chance to get first. They can get first, they can get third. It's just one of those it's just one of those things. But I'm gonna say Germany first. Again, you can't go wrong with Germany putting them first. I think it would just be disrespectful, but I do think that Ivory Coast have a shot. I know a lot of people have Ecuador second, but I'm gonna go Ivory Coast. I'm sorry. I just think, and I have an explanation for it, right? I think Ivory Coast just score more. I think Ecuador is probably the best defensive team in this World Cup, but I think they play too much, like they rely too much on their defense. I think Ivory Coast can score goals, and I think if they can score a lot of goals or enough, I think they can get second place. And even if Ivory Coast finish third, I'm definitely going to have them moving on because I think the goal difference will just be too strong for them. I don't think Ecuador has enough to keep up with Ivory Coast's scoring. And I think Germany are just one of those teams where if they're on, they could score also a lot of goals too. So I just think, interesting group again. And I just think Ivory Coast are 100%. Well, I would think they're 100% going to get first or second, but you know, we'll see how that goes. But I'm just gonna leave it at that. And then Curaçao, I mean, it just sucks. They're in a tough group. Tough group, and you know, really small country. So shout out to them for being here. But unfortunately, they're definitely gonna be in fourth and going home. Group F. Moving on to Group F. Four really interesting teams. Really interesting teams. So you have Netherlands, Japan, Sweden, and Tunisia. If you look at their world rankings, obviously Netherlands is the highest up there. And just like that, I'm going to put Netherlands in first. I mean, you know, Netherlands is a team like Belgium for me where they haven't looked too promising, and they can easily crash out or clash out, whatever you want to say. But I just think that I think Netherlands are like, no matter how bad they've looked in recent years, I still think that they have enough. Like basically they have talent in their back line, they can score goals. There's ways where they can figure it out and they can get past it. So I definitely have them in first here, no debate in this group. Second, I'm gonna go with Japan. I just think Japan's a very fast team. They're gonna miss one of their best players, but they're just in very good form. Top 20. I mean, there's nothing more to say about them for their resume. So I definitely don't want to sleep on them. And then for third and fourth, I'm gonna go. I think I went Sweden, Tunisia in my actual bracket. I'm gonna go Sweden, Tunisia, but I will say Tunisia getting third isn't crazy, but I'm gonna go Sweden third. I don't think Sweden's gonna get second place. They have some good. They have a couple of good guys, and some great talent up top. But I don't know. I just see Japan, doing their thing as usual. And yeah, so there's Group F. Moving on to Group G, with Belgium, Egypt, Iran, and New Zealand. Excuse me, guys. So for this group, Belgium, I think they just top it. I think they just got lucky. They have one of the easiest groups. And then, yeah, I mean, what is their ranked? Ninth in the world. They're in pretty good form. And again, Belgium didn't look good before, guys. You know, a lot of stuff has been going on with their team, but I do think with Jeremy Doku being in form, Lukaku, I think has been in pretty good form lately. You know, De Bruyne as well. So I just think this team, they're gonna run past these easier teams. But I think when it comes to those bigger teams, that's where we might see them struggle. But again, I think they're definitely better than they were before in the previous years. So just for that, I have them first. Second, I'm gonna go with Egypt. I know I'm taking Egypt over Iran, but I do think that Mohamed Salah will do his best to lift this team up. And I mean, I've been following Egypt more, so I kind of know what they are. But I think Iran being third is not crazy. I mean, yeah, Iran being second or third is not crazy. Like I think it can get swapped, you know, vice versa. But I think New Zealand fourth is the only thing that isn't gonna happen, is definitely gonna happen in this group. I think Egypt can get third, or I think Iran can get second. That can get flipped. But I do think that Belgium and New Zealand will move in this group. Moving on to group number H, it's the Spain and Uruguay group. I mean, two teams that are gonna go at it. You know, obviously they've seen each other a lot, so it's not nothing new for them. But I think that this is going to be a good battle between them two. Although I think Spain are going to get it. Obviously, they're one of the favorites coming into the World Cup, and I just don't see them dropping a game in this group. So I just have Spain, Uruguay. I mean, this group is pretty straightforward. I'm going to go Saudi Arabia, and then I got Cabo Verde. Yeah, I think it's just straightforward. Saudi Arabia will probably score some goals. They have some ballers, but it's just not going to be enough to get past Uruguay. And then I think Spain are just going to run through this group. It's just point blank and simple. Group I, guys. Here we go. This is another great group, and this is actually the group that is in New Jersey, which I'm probably going to be seeing one of these games. You have France, Senegal, Iraq, and Norway. I mean, off the rip, France first. And it's not guaranteed. I just think that France, with the lineup that they have, they can make 3 A teams. They're just that good. I think right now they have the best attack. I mean, you have Mbappe, who is pretty much one of the best in the world, if not probably the best scorer besides Kane. I mean, you have obviously Olise, who's been in insane form right now, like absolute insane form for Bayern Munich. And then you also have the likes of Desiree Doué, which is one of the most incredible young talents right now in the world. He should have won Best Player of the tournament in the Champions League. Unfortunately, he didn't. But I just think that attack is just super nasty. And I just think they have goals loaded up. Obviously, they have their defense. We all know how France is. So I just think you can't say much more about their team. It's going to be more so like, are they going to lock in early and get out this group and just run through it? Or are they just going to, you know what I mean? Because I feel like Senegal and Norway can give them a good run for their money. As crazy as it sounds, they definitely can. And for that, guys, I'm going to make a crazy play here. I'm going to go Norway second. I'm going to go Senegal third. Like I said, so Norway, I just feel like, I mean, I'm going to say it right now. Norway is definitely my dark horse team. I think Norway are going to surprise a lot of people. I'm definitely big on them. Like I said, I'm not surprised if Senegal beat Norway and get second, but I do think no matter what, the third place team from this group will probably move on. The thing that's weird about this group is that because France is in this group, right? Everybody's gonna try to score goals on Iraq, and I feel like Norway and Senegal like could have a chance of not getting through if they're third, just because of the fact that for like goal difference or whatever. I think that it's gonna be tough, but I mean, no matter what, I'm gonna put one of them to go through anyway because I just feel like they're just too good to not make it. But I'm gonna go Norway second here. I think Haaland has an insane World Cup. It's his first one, but I think he just goes crazy for Norway. Because you never know if they're gonna have another chance to qualify in the other World Cups. So I just think he's gonna go at it, and I think they can give France a good run for their money. So this is gonna be a great group to watch, but this is just how I'm gonna picture it. Moving on to Group J, Argentina, Algeria, Austria, Jordan. Let's just get this right out the way quick. Argentina second for sure. Now I'm gonna put Austria second, and then Algeria third. I know some people have Algeria second. I just think, I mean, I don't know too much about Algeria. But I'm just really going based off of like recent form, but also like I know some of the players on Austria, and I think they have some talent. So that's really why I'm going for that pick. But again, whether it's second or third, I think I'm confident in this pick, honestly. So you know what I mean? And then Jordan, I mean, like, they're definitely getting last. So, there we go. But Group K, moving on to Group K, Portugal, DR Congo, Uzbekistan, and Colombia. Now, I have Portugal first in this group. I have Colombia second. Now, when it comes to last place, this is a little bit tricky here. I think I went with Uzbekistan and then Congo fourth. It was a little bit tricky to like pick because at first I had Congo, then I switched it back. I'm gonna go Uzbekistan. I heard that they can upset, like, I heard that they're not as bad as they seem to be, so I'm gonna go based off what I heard. But again, the important one is 1 and 2 here, and I have Portugal and Colombia. It's just point blank and simple. Hopefully Portugal doesn't drop a game to Colombia or like whatever tie. I think regardless though, they have enough talent to score goals against Uzbekistan and Congo, like to outscore Colombia. So I don't think it'll be a problem if they tie to get first, but that would definitely be a good game to watch. I feel like Portugal are a type of team where they can easily just drop a game like for no reason in a group stage. So you never know, but we'll see how that goes. And then the last group before we move on is England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. Another interesting group. I'm just going to go ahead and click it. England in this group. Croatia could easily get first in this group. Obviously, we know the experience that they have and the team that they have. They're always bound to go like far in the World Cup or at least get out the groups. For that, I have them in second. Again, these two teams are going to be going at it. It's going to be a great, great little game to watch between them two. And then third, it's a little bit tough here because going based off of like rankings and how they play, you want to go Panama. I'm actually gonna go Ghana in this one. I don't know. I might go Ghana in this one. Just for the sake of the video, I'll just throw Ghana out there. I feel like Panama can easily like sneak it though, especially the opening game against England. If they get a tie in that game or whatever, it's 100% possible. But I'm just gonna go Ghana. I know the talent that they have. I haven't kept up too much with certain South American teams, so that's my pick for that. So boom, there we have it, guys. That's the group stages, and now we're gonna move on to the best third place teams. We can only pick 8, so 8 out of the 12 are gonna be going through. So 4 teams will not make it. So here's the list here that I've made based off of the predictions that I made, and we're gonna have to pick 8 teams from this list. Sorry. So the first team that we're gonna pick that is a guaranteed, I feel like, is I'm gonna say Scotland. I'm gonna go Czech Republic. I'm gonna go Ecuador, Senegal, Algeria. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Paraguay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 2 more. Uzbekistan. And then it's between Bosnia and Sweden. I really want to go Sweden because I feel like Sweden has so much talent. You know what? I'll do Sweden. I'll do Sweden. I was gonna say Bosnia, but I'll do Sweden. Um, Ghana doesn't seem like a bad shout either, but yeah, I'll do that. I think from what I have available, this is probably the best. All right, so moving on to the knockouts, guys. And again, I think I made a different bracket before, but I'm just going with what I know now from, like, you know, how close the World Cup is and stuff like that, and just trying to hurry up and get a video for you guys out there since I've been pretty sick and stuff like that. We're just gonna go with this because regardless, guys, like, you know, the round of 16 and stuff is when it gets good, so whatever. So first game, Germany, Paraguay. I have Germany. Point blank simple, they're just too strong, too powerful for this team. Next is France and Sweden. I have France. Again, France are just too strong. I feel like it won't be a bad game, but I feel like they're just gonna run through them. France is bound to go far in this tournament. Korea, Canada. Ooh, this is interesting. I feel like Korea could easily beat Canada. And they're not playing in Canada, they're playing in LA, so it's not going to be that big of a home game advantage for Canada. So I definitely feel like this game is like 50-50. It's weird because, like, I really want to go Canada in this game so badly because I feel like Canada are, like, I wouldn't say destined, but like it's their tournament in a way, so I feel like this is their chance. But I'm gonna go Korea here. I mean, it's just, you know what I mean? I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I'm sorry, Canadians. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm gonna go Korea for this one. I think Heung-min Son is gonna do his thing. It's probably his last World Cup. I just feel like Korea, you know, they've just been stronger over the years. Canada's always been like a 50-50 team, so. Next is Netherlands, Morocco. This is going to be a banger. Morocco have always had dark horse written all over them, but unfortunately, I'm going to have to go Netherlands. I just can't let them bow out right away in the round of 32. Next, Colombia and Croatia. Another good one here. I mean, Colombia can easily beat Croatia. Croatia can easily beat Colombia. It's definitely going to be a good game. I'm going to go with experience because I feel like Croatia have the experience and they've been here in the past. So I'm going to say Croatia, but I think Colombia also have a big chance. I mean, James, obviously his last World Cup, he's going to try to go all out. But again, I'm going to have to go with the experienced Croatia team. I think also with Modric's last dance, he's going to be hungry to score and win. So I'm going to go Croatia, just a safer pick. Next is Spain, Austria. This is easy. I'm 100% going Spain. They're just going to mop the floor with Austria. Turkey, Ecuador is going to be a great game. Wow. I think Ecuador's defense, they're going to be strong at the back. It's going to be a really tough game, a really hard game for Turkey. It's going to be hard for Ecuador to score. I think they're still going to find one, but I'm interested to see how this Turkey team's going to play. And I'm interested to, like, you know, how Yildiz plays with, like, cause you know, Turkey have always been, like, you know, a tough team to play against, like, you know, and like with those two guys, you know, hunting down for their team, I think it's gonna be interesting, and I really want to see this team get far. So for that, I'm gonna go Turkey here. I guess you could call it a little bit of an upset, but I'm pretty high on Turkey. But I mean, you can also go Ecuador. I think Ecuador has a potential to be a dark horse team as well and get pretty far in the tournament. I'm just gonna go Turkey based off my predictions. Next is Belgium, Czech Republic. I think Belgium are just gonna be too much for Czech Republic. It's just the talent. The talent is just too much for them. So, you know, it's just simple, you know. Brazil, Japan. I'm going Brazil. But again, Japan, like, you never want to sleep on them, man. Really fast-paced team. They can really surprise a lot of people, but I can't have Brazil get out in the 32. I think it's just for the World Cup, it's just not right. So we're going Brazil. Ivory Coast, Norway. Wow, that's a banger of a game. Those were my actually two dark horse teams. So it sucks to see both of them playing up against each other. But I'm gonna go Norway because I stand by what I say, and I said in the beginning of the video, I think Norway, you know, have a good shot in this tournament this year. So for that, I'm gonna go Norway. But I will say Ivory Coast is like they're very good at scoring, and it won't surprise me if they win or like have a great game against this Norway team. Next is Mexico Scotland. This is gonna be a banger. I mean, it's in Mexico City. You know, two really big fan bases. It's gonna be electric in that stadium. I'm gonna go Mexico to edge them out. It's gonna be a really hard, tough game, but I'm gonna go Mexico to edge them out, and they're playing at home, so I feel like it just adds to it. England, Uzbekistan. I think this is just easy. I think England are going to mop the floor with them. Argentina, Uruguay. This is going to be another great game. Argentina obviously won the last World Cup. They're playing in Miami you know, where Messi plays. I think Argentina got this one. It's not going to be a breeze, but I just think it's going to be a great game. And Argentina with the experience, you just can't go against them. And they're not playing a top team, so I feel like they should win that one. USA, Egypt, USA, man. I mean, I would love for them to go as far as they can. I think against Egypt, they're obviously playing Mohamed Salah. I don't think this USA team is bad or as bad as they were before. I think with the crowd on their feet trying to cheer for them, I do think it's going to help them a lot. It's definitely not going to be easy against any team they play, but I think Egypt is not going to be harder than any team they've played so far. So for that, I have USA winning, hopefully. But yeah, I think it's gonna be tough though. It's not gonna be easy. Switzerland, Algeria. Um, I'm gonna go. This is a tough one. I'm gonna go Switzerland, but I think that's a tough game. Algeria is a sneaky team to watch for. I think Switzerland are gonna win this one though. And then Portugal, Senegal, tough round of 32 to start with for Portugal, but I got them winning against Senegal. And yeah, so there we go. So that's the round of 32. We're moving on to 16 now. 16 teams left, guys. First game, we have a banger, Germany versus France in Philadelphia Stadium. This is going to be huge. I have France winning this one, but it's going to be a great game. I think both of these teams have some great attacking players. It's going to be a high scoring game. It's going to be nice. On a Saturday, too, it's going to be electric, but I just have France winning. Next, Korea, Netherlands. Sorry, Korea, but Netherlands, I feel like just too strong for them. I mean, yeah, I think no matter who moves on here, I think Netherlands still win. They haven't looked promising, but I just think they have too much for those teams. So especially defensively. So yeah, I'm gonna go Netherlands. Next one is Croatia, Spain. I have Spain here. I just think both teams are class. They have class and quality on their team, but I just think that Spain are just destined to have a run in this tournament. And yeah, I just think there'll be too much for Croatia, unfortunately. Next is Turkey, Belgium. Now, I like this matchup for Turkey because I feel like Belgium in the past years they haven't been like the Belgium we know or like would assume with the team they have. So I don't think it's a hard matchup for Turkey. I actually like this for Turkey. I think that Turkey have a chance here to beat Belgium. Um, and I'm trying to think what I want to do here because I think, you know what? I was going to go with Turkey to beat Belgium, right? But because I don't want to predict too crazy, like, how do you call it? I don't want to put too, like, crazy knockout games, like dark horses winning. So I'm going to say Belgium for this one, right? But like Turkey against Belgium, I think it's going to be a great matchup. If Belgium can play like how Belgium play with their goalie, I think Belgium can be really hard to beat. But I think I'm going to go Belgium here. But for this one, I got Norway. And again, Brazil are a nasty team. Very, very good. I think with their new coach, they could definitely turn everything around and completely, blow people away and be the Brazil we want to see. But unfortunately, I have them exiting in the round of 16 because I think Norway again are going to be a crazy dark horse team. And I think somewhere there has to be an upset in this bracket, like somewhere. It can't just be, a bunch of teams dominating. And I think Brazil are probably going to crash out early, based off of how I have my bracket. It'll be probably Brazil, Belgium, but I just went Brazil because and like this one doesn't even count with Germany because they're playing France, but like this is more of an upset. So yeah. Next is Mexico, England. I know a lot of people are saying Mexico City, the altitude, they're gonna beat England. I think England are gonna win. I just think England are bound to do good finally. It's been so long that England just, like it's been year after year. Everybody's saying like it's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming home. And you know what I mean? Like that, like it just gets tossed around so much that you just think it's so common. But I think finally though, like England can have a better chance this year. And I think they just have way too much to throw at Norway. Like it's similar to the Brazil game, and I just think after playing Brazil, you have to come and play England. It's just gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for Norway. Um, because obviously, like Mexico, like I'm saying, I think Mexico lose this game. It's gonna be close, but I think Mexico take it. And then the reason why I have Norway losing is because I just feel like it'll be too much for them as well. But we'll get to that in a second, though. Jumping the gun here. I'm getting excited. But yeah, so next one is Argentina, USA. Unfortunately, Argentina are going to win. I really, really would like do anything. I mean, I would do anything for USA to beat Argentina, but realistically, I just think they're gonna get the Argentina are just way too like compact. They're gonna break them down. They're gonna get them upset. USA is a young team. I think with the experience, Argentina are just gonna run through it. And then I just got Portugal winning. I mean, you have to have this right here in the quarterfinals. I just think at least you get this, So excuse me. But yeah, I think that's fair. So I mean, and yeah, the Portugal game, I mean, I just think they've played before. Switzerland have given them a good run for their money. But I think it's Ronaldo's possibly last World Cup. So I just think that you just can't bet against them. And then up here, we're gonna go back to the quarterfinals. We have France, Netherlands, another banger. Again, France have a tough game against Germany. Then you have to go play Netherlands. It's not gonna be easy. Netherlands did just play Korea, so they're going to be a little more fresh. This is going to be a very good game that's going to come down to the wire. I'm going to go France just because of their team and how stacked it is, but it's going to be a very good game. I do think that Netherlands have a better chance than Germany just because of their defense, but I still think France come away with it. And then Spain, Belgium, same thing. I just think Spain are just way too good. I think Belgium and Netherlands. I think a quarterfinals for them is good enough. I think that they'll be satisfied with that. Obviously, everybody wants to win, but I think when you play the team you play, it's just tough to beat them. I mean, you know what I mean? Unless they could prove something this World Cup. I mean, but from what we've seen before, I don't think any of them have enough to move on. Next is Norway versus England. Unfortunately, Norway, your run comes to an end. I would love to put Norway, but it only, like I said before, you play Brazil, then you have to go play England, and then you're gonna, you know what I mean, and then you go to the semis. It's not gonna be an easy run, but I think Norway getting this far though is 100% an accomplishment for them, and I think it's huge for them. So I think that'll be my upset right now for them is Norway. And then next over here, Argentina, Portugal. I think this is going to be the most watched game ever on TV. It's going to be insane, electric. Kansas City has a good one on their hands. Now, Argentina, Portugal, I just think that, you know, Argentina won the last World Cup. I think it's Ronaldo's time. I think Portugal are just, you know, as a team, I think they're more of a complete team. Yes, their offense could be a little more lackluster, but I feel like if you see how Argentina won the World Cup, I think it's possible for any big team to win it. And why not Portugal, But I just think that their midfield, like if we want to be specific, I think Portugal's midfield is going to outwork Argentina. I think Bruno being in complete form right now, probably the best player coming into this tournament, um, with like Harry Kane. I think that he's definitely gonna be one to watch. And then you have Joao Neves and Vitinha who just won literally another Champions League. So I think when you put that trio in the midfield, they're gonna outwork Argentina. I think they're gonna make Messi work for it. And it's just gonna be too much for Argentina. But it's gonna be a really good game though. Like it's gonna be a crazy battle that comes down to the wire. So yeah. So France, Spain, England, Portugal. Those are my four that I predict to get to the top to the final four. Very interesting matchups, very good matchups. These are going to be absolute bangers as usual. Spain and France, this is so hard to predict. I feel like It's just so hard. Like, this is probably, not even joking, from the whole bracket, probably the hardest game to predict right now. I'm gonna go Spain, right? I've been I've been keen on France every single World Cup, saying like France, France, France. You know, Mbappe, I just think in the World Cup is just different, completely different. But I don't know. I just feel like it's not even just Yamal. I just think this Spain team, like, it's just something special about them that I feel like they have a chance to make a deep, deep run. And I mean, the matchups for them that they played, much easier games. I feel like France are just going to be a little overwhelmed. Germany, Netherlands, you got to go play. You got to also play them. It's you know, you're in the heat. It's not easy. I think Spain are just more built for it. I think they're more, you know, built. Like, if there's a team that's going to beat France, I think it's Spain, to tire them out and like really like make them work. I think it's going to be Spain. But yeah, so again, it could go either way. If it's France, cool. If it's Spain, cool. It could go either way. And then on this side here, England, Portugal, a banger. I think this one's a little easier to predict though than this one, but um, I'm gonna go Portugal. I would love to see Ronaldo in the World Cup. You can maybe say biased, but I would love to see him in the World Cup finals. I think it's just destined to happen after what happened in the last World Cup. I think it's, you know, Ronaldo's time. It would be amazing to win it in his last World Cup too. So, but I also just think like this Portugal team, like we've said it before, like yeah, they're good, but now like a lot of their players are in form, and I just feel like, you know, give them another chance. You know, you never know what can happen. I think last time losing to Morocco, we didn't get to really see them against a really big team, so it was hard to judge them. So I really would love to see like a big deep run in this World Cup. But yeah, I think they would make it. I think they play Spain in the finals. And here we go. We have Lamine Yamal, which is the future superstar right now, versus Ronaldo, which is his last dance. I think it's going to be a great final. It's definitely going to be hard, man. I think Spain right now are probably the favorites to win. It's going to be a really, really hard game. I have Portugal taking it again. My bias here, I guess, to Ronaldo and like Portugal. I would love for them to win. But again, I mean, Spain, Portugal, France, England, like I think any of these teams can really take this World Cup. But I mean, I'm hoping that this World Cup that I predicted, or at least the winner, is what happens. But yeah, so that's gonna do it for the predictions. Now, before we go, I just want to give a quick, like, you know, prediction on what's gonna happen in terms of the awards. So with the Golden Boot, I have Holland or Harry Kane winning it. For the sake of the video, I'm gonna pick one, but I think either of the two have a chance. I think Holland, you know, if Norway make a deep run, like if they get out their groups and they can make it past the first or second round, like to round the 16, I think he could definitely bag a bunch of goals in there. You know, like it's enough for him to win it. However, I think with England, you know, being favorited to, you know, get out their group and like possibly have a deep run, I think Harry Kane will have a higher chance than Holland to win it. He's won it before, and I think this England team just plays more for Harry Kane to score, and with him being on penalties, I probably think Harry Kane's going to get it over him, so that's why. But realistically speaking, I think those two guys are going to be, you know, it's like a guarantee, and then more of like a, you know, like a fun pick in a way. For Dark Horse, I have Norway. You know, as you saw in the video, point blank and simple, I think they're the most informed team right now. I think they're very hungry with Holland up top. It's going to be a great team to watch. They have a lot of chemistry, so I'm going to go Norway. And then for the best player of the tournament, I chose Bruno Fernandes. I think if Portugal want to make it far, or if Portugal want to win this tournament, I think Bruno Fernandes is going to play a big, big role in this team. I think right now he's having one of the best seasons of his career ever. He just broke the assist record for the Premier League. And I just think he's going to be banging goals, assists, all that. So I think if Portugal win, he will be crowned as the best player of the tournament. And obviously, if they don't win, if they make it, I think maybe I'd say semifinals. I think he still has a good chance of getting it. I think he's going to play a huge role, though. And then next, for the biggest disappointment, that's a tough one. I don't know. I put Argentina, but I don't know. It's only because of the fact that like I feel like if Germany, like in my bracket, if Germany play France, I feel like it's not really a disappointment for one of them to lose, because like they're both like really good. Maybe if like France lose, it'll be considered a disappointment. But I just feel like with the matchups, I feel like no team really is bound to be a disappointment. Like even if Brazil, maybe you could consider Brazil actually a disappointment in my bracket too. But I'm gonna go with Argentina for a more safer pick because I feel like Brazil are like one of the favorites, so they have a chance of making it far. But I would probably say Argentina for my bracket. Only because I feel like Argentina won it last year. And I feel like coming into this World Cup, it's really hard to be a back-to-back winner, and it's really hard to like replicate what you've done before. And I feel like if they play Portugal and they lose in like the quarters, I feel like personally like it's not terrible, but I feel like it could be more considered of a disappointment. But again, it's also weird because Argentina do have like the easiest run in the round of 16, so like I mean round of 32, so it's not terrible. I mean, unless like USA shock them or something. But I don't know. Maybe that's more of a changeable pick, but I'm going Argentina. For Golden Glove, I have Unai Simon. I think Spain are probably going to make it to at least the semis. And I think Simon's going to have the most like clean sheets because, Spain has an easy group. And then I just feel like if Spain are going to make it far, I think he's going to have a great World Cup. And yeah, I just trust him, I guess, more than I trust, I guess, like Portugal, even though Portugal's goalie has been really good in like, penalties and stuff like that. But I just went with like a fun pick as well. Um, and then the last one is best young player of the tournament. I went with Desiree Doué. I think it's gonna be between him and Lamine Yamal. I guess it just depends who goes farther. But I think Doué it's gonna be a little more tough for him because he's on a French team that's really good. Um, and I feel like there's so many options, but I do think he's in insane form right now. So I do have him winning it. But if Yamal wins it, for example, I don't think it's crazy. I think he's definitely gonna bag a couple of World Cup goals. So we'll see how much he plays. I know he's hurt right now. We'll see. But I'm gonna go Due for a safer pick. And then right before I wrap up the video, people are probably saying, why didn't you have Mbappe for the Golden Boot? Um, Mbappe is one of my favorite players. I think he's so good to watch, so fun to watch. I just think with this French team, Mbappe is definitely going to score, but I feel like when you have Dembele, Doué, and Mbappe, it's like it's hard for all of you to get your goals. And I feel like in the World Cup, Mbappe does turn up, but I just feel like it's more safer to go with somebody on a team that plays more for them. You know what I mean? So I guess that was just my idea of it. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up the video. So I appreciate you guys all for watching. Thank you so much. Make sure you guys like, sub. Make sure you guys comment what you guys think about the World Cup. Are you guys excited? Literally anything. Thoughts. Anything you guys think of. I hope you guys enjoy the World Cup. Hope you guys have a lot of fun. Stay safe out there. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.